afternoon, internet world. It's Motivational Monday. And I'm coming at you a bit poorly today because the dreaded Rona has caught up with me. I'm stuck in, I'm on jankers. It's horrible. I don't like it. Thankfully, my symptoms aren't that bad. I just feel like I've got a mild dose of flu, bit achy, bit more fatigued than normal. Bit nasally. That's it though. Banging headache for a couple of days, and that's all, thankfully. So touching wood, I've got off quite lightly, I think. So I'm hoping that this is as bad as it gets, and then that's it. It passes over. But anyway, I'm stuck in for a minimum of 5 days, aren't I? So me and Seamus are just sick at sight of each other already. So it's been just over a day. I don't know how people did 2 weeks when it was first kicked off. Oh my God. Anyway, it brings me on to the subject of today's little wafflette, which is asking for help. I used to be one of the worst people in the world for asking for help. I would help anyone. If people who know me personally know that I will literally help anyone. If I see somebody in need or whatever, I will help them if I possibly can. I'll do whatever I need to do. But when it's the other way around and it's me that needs the help, I used to be awful at asking for help. And I think one of the biggest reasons was I had the mindset of asking for help equaled failure. And I don't do failure. I didn't do failure at all. I always remember my mum telling me that my infant school head teacher told her that Susan's biggest downfall will be when she fails, because we all have to fail at some point at something, don't we? And she said that will be Susan's biggest downfall, is she does not take failure at all. It's not an option. But initially, I don't know where this came from, this equating asking for help as failure, because I was raised in a very loving environment, a very loving family, a very supportive family. There was just me, my mum, my dad, my brother, and we all pulled together and we all looked after each other. But I think it was my mindset. I don't know why. I also had screamingly low self-confidence, which, you might be a bit surprised to find out that, but I still have moments of massive doubt when it kicks in and I think nobody likes me and I think, oh my God, they're only talking to me, to make fun out of me. And it's taken me many, many years, but I think as adult life progressed, I was around people and in situations where I did have people around me who made me feel a failure if I couldn't do something straight away. If I couldn't do something on my own, I would be given tasks or whatever, or asked to do something, and if I couldn't sort it out and do it, I got called, all sorts of, I was verbally abused and all the rest of it. So it was like that just backed up what was already happening in my head. I was already thinking that asking for help equaled failure, and I was just having that backed up by certain people that I was around. And it's only since getting to the stage I'm at now in life, I realised that actually it takes a strong person to stand up and go, I'm struggling here, I'm really struggling with whatever it is, but please can you help me? Please can you help me? And to be able to do that takes some guts at times, because it depends on the situation as well. It's not, if it's something as simple as, can you help me carry these bags up these stairs? It's you kind of take it or leave it, don't you? If somebody helps you, they do, they don't. But if it's something a lot bigger, like with me, it was, helping me with my drinking problem, or helping me with maybe relationship situations and that kind of thing, then to admit that it's going wrong, to admit that you're not coping, to admit that you need help is a huge thing. It's a huge thing. And, if you can do that, if you can stand up and say, help me out here, not happening, I need some help, then you are an amazing person. And you should congratulate yourself for being able to do that, because I've only just started getting used to doing it, and I've only just started getting used to accepting help as well. And because it was always, I'd be like of the mindset, oh, I can't mother them, oh no, I can't ask for that, oh I'm really putting them out if I do that. And yet I had all these lovely people around me. And it's like at the moment, it's what's brought this little blog on today is when I announced, to the general public that I got corona, the amount of help that I was offered was unbelievable. It was heartwarming. It was gorgeous. It was such a, even though I don't particularly need it, I'm all right. I've got loads of food in. I'm not that poorly, thankfully. Like I said, touch wood. But just from far and wide as well. It wasn't just from like the people down the road. It were people in like other towns and stuff were like, oh, I'm going shop, messaging me and thinking, oh, do you need out? I can pop shop for you if you want, or I can do this, or if you need anything, bring it. So and it was lovely. It really, and I felt like I said, I felt proper heartwarmed. And I know full well that these people that had offered this help were genuine, that they meant it, and it was wonderful to have that. And I think what I've got myself to believe in now is that this is kind of my reward, that I'm allowing myself to accept this help and that kind of thing, because I've done stuff for other people. I would never, don't get me wrong, I didn't do things for people. I'd never do things for people expecting anything back. If I do something for somebody, it's because I can, and it's because I have the time or the money or the facilities or whatever it is. I do it because I want to. I do not do anything expecting to be praised for it, expecting to be put on some kind of podium. Oh, look at Saint Susan. No. I think if that started happening, I'd get a bit. I'd stop doing stuff. I'd be like, no, that's not what I was doing it for. But the fact that now I know that there are people who will happily help me out, and I don't feel guilty about asking for it. That was another big thing, is sometimes linked in with the failure thing was the guilt of asking for help, that I was putting on people, that I was becoming a burden, that I was, oh, she's asking again, oh my, can she not do out on her own? She's flipping useless. And when I look back, I was probably one of the most independent, useful kind of, go-getting people that you could hope to meet. It's like you could give me a task to do and I would go out of my way to try and get that done, even if it was something that was totally beyond my capabilities, or I would find someone who could do it or whatever, But like I said, life just kind of beat that out of me a little bit, and I allowed it to, and it's only recently that I've grabbed that back and that I'm starting to become myself again, that I am starting to become that sort of person that is capable. But it does stem as well from being fiercely independent. My daughter, I'm seeing it in my daughter as well. Yeah, April, you is. I was fiercely independent. Apparently from a very young age. I always remember my mum telling me a story about when I was bottle feeding. This is when I was little. And she said I wouldn't cuddle. I wasn't an affectionate child either, apparently. Which surprised me because I'm really tactile now. I am the hugger out of the group. I have friends I know that don't like being hugged, and I have to physically restrain myself from hugging them because I really want to just give them a big squeeze. But I know it's not their thing, and I have to respect that, and it drives me insane. But anyway, I digress. But yeah, I wasn't an affectionate child. But also linked in with the independent thing is I would sit on, literally perched on the end of a knee. This is bottle here. She would put her hand on my back, bottle there to just hold it up, and I would try and hold the bottle up myself to feed myself. I think if I could have picked it up when I was in the Moses basket, if I could have picked it up and walked off, I would have done. But like I said, that independence sometimes can go too far, and you end up creating a monster for yourself. And instead, yeah, it's fantastic being independent, don't get me wrong. I love it. I love to be able to get out there and do stuff. But I also admit that I can't do everything. That I am not superwoman. I'm not superhuman. There are lots and lots and lots of things I can't do. And I don't particularly want to do them either, you know what I mean? It's like, I can't drive a bus, but it doesn't mean to say that, that I put people down who do drive buses. I think it's fantastic. Thank you for driving that bus, Mr. Bus Driver, because I can't drive that bus, And And I think that's what you've got to do, is get that balance of being independent and being capable, but also realising that you're not going to be able to do everything, and that there might be somebody who can do that a lot better, because you can then maybe pay them back in a way with something you can do really well. You know, like I'm quite good at organising. I'm quite good at, you know, finding things, random things on the internet. That's one of the things I found out I'm really good at. So it's like I can source stuff, you know what I mean? I'd be like the best PA ever, wouldn't I? But that's what I think it's all about. But the thing I want you to take away from today is that asking for help thing. Asking for help. Do not equate asking for help with failure, because it's not at all. It's important. It's necessary. And quite often, the person that you're asking for help, it chuffs them up a bit, because they're like, yeah, I've done it. You know, they get a buzz out of it because they've helped. So they get that little, yeah, I've done a good thing today. Woo, check me out. So, you know, it's all good fun, and it's all good healthy things going on, and that's what we want, isn't it? So that's it for today. So like I said, I've got coronavirus, and I hope it goes away quick, because I don't like it, but thankfully I'm not that poorly with it. Oh, I was dreading it when it went blooming positive, that line. Ugh, I didn't like it. But anyway, so there we go. So carry on being great, gorgeous and good. Miles, you don't need to be good, because I know he always says, oh, you're telling me to be good, I don't want to do that. You can be as bad as you want, Miles. That's fine. You crack on. That's all for today. I've waffled on enough. Nearly 12 minutes. So there we go. All right then, my beauties. You have a fabulous day. Have a fabulous week. And I shall see you this time, similar time, next week. All right then, my lovelies. Peace out, Muddy Funkers.